See, this is a testimony to me. And this testimony isn't about free diesel or found money. I'm thankful for that, but I could care less about any of that. And if that's all someone takes away from the story, they're missing the point. Whoo-wee, storms are coming. Yes, sir, yes, ma'am. So, for most of my life, money meant a great deal to me, like it does for most people who live in a culture where money reigns supreme. And I used to joke about how money grows on trees for me because I'm a woodworker, right? I truly believe that God blessed the work of my hands. Over the years, I've used what God's provided me as wisely as I know how and in the moments. And I wasn't always smart about my decisions. Well, eventually, and thankfully, I ended up paying off my debts. Worked hard for that. My gosh, through thick and thin, made mistakes, and there were some hard times in my life. But I paid off my debts. I paid off the family home, paid off our vehicles. We paid off our big truck, paid off our land. And today, for me, money simply doesn't have the same hold on me that it once did. And I'm thankful for it. I need money for my living expenses and other stuff, things cost money, but I no longer live chasing it the way that I used to. As a result of that, the motivation is not there anymore. And at this stage in my life, I find myself in a season of rest. That may or may not last forever. Lately, I've been talking to God about my desire to walk more closely with Him. Yesterday, after processing a multitude of circumstances in my life history and reasons not to continue in this new journey that I have with God, mostly unworthiness, I prayed and I told God something that even if I get things wrong along the way, I'm going to keep continuing to come to Him until I get them right. Much like the Canaanite woman who refused to stop seeking Jesus 3 times when everyone in culture said she was worthless trash. I've been in that place. More than anything, regardless of everything, I want a relationship with my Father to grow. And I refuse to not chase after Him and get to know Him just because I make mistakes. So today, like many other times in my life, something happened that I just couldn't ignore. These incidents kept occurring through the day, and I mean, they happen. I mean, obviously, if something's going on that adds up throughout the day, you're not going to realize it until the day's done, until the all of those incidents added themselves up and you see it at the end of the time. Well, today something happened that I just couldn't ignore. After picking up my load, I stopped to fuel my truck. I pumped 87 gallons of diesel. That was about $417. It wasn't about, it was $417.95 worth of diesel. Well, when I finished the diesel, I had to put DEF in the truck. And when I pushed the button, the DEF pump wasn't working. So I tried pressing the button again. I tried twisting the button. I tried mashing the button. I just couldn't get the pump to work. It just wouldn't engage. I put the handle back in. I turned it many different times, trying to maybe jar something that might have been sticking, and it just wouldn't turn on. So the pump wouldn't engage, and I gave up the pump to a reprobate mind. Sounds good to me. So I hung up the pump, and I was patient about it. Went in and I talked to the manager, and I wanted a receipt. So the manager tried everything that he could. He couldn't make a receipt for me. So he called headquarters and was trying to get this all squared away, and lo and behold, the system at headquarters and in the store showed that no transaction had even taken place. So I waited, and while they investigated, and I was fully expecting to pay for the fuel, but when the call ended and the manager told me that there was nothing they could charge me for, according to their records, I essentially received free fuel. Hooray! Thank you! $417, that just doesn't show up. Anyway, but wait, there's more. Okay? You see, what makes this even more interesting are, I was remembering that there were 2 more events that happened today around the same issue. making attempts to fuel my truck that were uneventful. So at the first location, the payment system wouldn't authorize the pump. That's twice in a day that the payment system wouldn't authorize the pump. Coincidence? Maybe. Okay, whatever. At the second location, the only open lane had one of the diesel pumps out of service. So I chose to leave. I couldn't back up. I didn't want to stand in line. One of the pumps, I just threw it off, and I was going to go and come back later. I didn't think anything of it. I just went. And the third stop's where the fuel dispensed normally, yet no transaction was recorded. 3 separate locations, miles apart. Same truck stop chain. 3 unusual fueling incidents. One day. One morning, actually. Could it all have been coincidence? Well, absolutely. But I also believe that God is sovereign over ordinary circumstances as much as he is extraordinary circumstances. This may not have been moving a mountain or parting a sea, but it was to me now that I look at it. And I can't ignore what's happening in my heart, both before and after this situation unfolded. See, this is a testimony to me. And this testimony isn't about free diesel or found money. I'm thankful for that, but I could care less about any of that. And if that's all someone takes away from the story, they're missing the point. See, the fuel or the money wasn't the gift that impacted me most. The gift was the overwhelming reminder, not once, but 3 times in a single morning, that my Father knows me. He hears me, and he's always with me. Not that I know him, but that he knows me. You see, money comes and goes. Possessions come and go. Seasons in life come and go. But my relationship, our relationship with God, it's forever. And it started a long time ago. And I'm not merely talking about the 2,000 years ago when his son died on the cross and shed his blood for us. I'm talking about right here, right now, in the moment of our existence, in the moment of our breath of life. The oxygen that flows through here. Do you realize that we reside in eternity right now? Whatever situations in this life that any of us are going through, whether we believe in heaven or not, we are in a period of time within the finality of eternity. It's incomprehensible. Don't even try thinking about it. And as for me, my relationship with God is forever. And that's the treasure that I don't ever want to lose. Our Father, who art the master recycler, magnificent are the works of your hands. Make me a masterpiece worthy of your delight, that I too might enjoy the work you create in me, the way you enjoy me. And, most importantly, that I may share it with those who will receive it. Thank you, Father. Good day, y'all.